Penn State men's gymnastics meet as the 7th-ranked Nittany Lions, 3-0 in this building, now set to face the number 2 Stanford Cardinal, the 5-time reigning national champion. Alongside current Nittany Lion Bobby Alessio, I'm Michael Cerroti, happy to be with you. Bobby, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for being with me as well, Michael. Exciting meet today.
Yeah, it should be a really fun one. Again, Stanford has won each of the 5 of the last national championships. What does it mean to be facing a competitor like Stanford today?
I mean, it's just a great competition. You're going to see some very high-level skills today on both sides of the playing field. You know, Stanford's filled with national team members, even some Olympians. You got Asher Hong, who I believe is set to do all-around today. I'm really excited to see what he puts together today.
Asher Hung, number 1 in the nation on rings. But first, we will start on the floor for Penn State. It'll be Matt Underhill. Still some time before we get started, but on the floor, what are we looking for?
I mean, it's really those landings, right? You want to make sure they land and don't move their feet. Along with that, you want to make sure they're really clean in the air. That means pointing your toes and making sure your legs are together. Let's see what Matt Underhill could do here.
Matt Underhill averaging a 13.183 on the floor this season. He's underway.
Slight 3/10 step back there, but very clean in the air. Fortunately, takes a little spill there. That'll be a 1-point deduction.
52.48 floor average as a team for Penn State is number 7 nationally. Stanford 52.88 puts them at number 4.
Element there called a scale. Every gymnast is required to do at least one of those in their floor routine. It's a new addition to this year's code of points. Very clean 2.5 punch layout there.
Great recovery from Underhill.
All he has left is a dismount. He'll do a full twisting double back. Great landing. He gets a stuck landing. What a recovery from Matt Underhill. Not what he really wanted on that second pass, but finished up nice and strong.
The last 2 passes really strong for Underhill. A great way to come back after one near fall and one fall. Kyan J. Spencer will start Stanford off. 13.21 is his season average. Junior out of San Francisco.
Really excited to see what Kyan does here.
First routine of the day for the Cardinal is underway with Kyan J. Spencer.
Front handspring punch, double front. Slight step forward, but great execution in the air. Very unique pass there. Arabian double pike. Gets the stuck landing as well.
So much height on that one, too.
Another 2.5 punch layout, gets the stuck landing there as well. And now he'll go on to his non-acrobatic skill. Every gymnast is also required to do one of these. He elects to do what's called a triple Russian and does it beautifully.
Matt Underhill's score is in with a 12.25.
Arabian double front half, and he gets the stuck landing. Great routine there for the Stanford Cardinal.
Fired up to start off the day for Stanford. Kyan J. Spencer, not much room for deduction there. Kasper Garnseric up next for the Nittany Lions.
Cappy's such a great gymnast. a member of the Polish national team. Has a lot of international experience. He actually just came back from a meet in Kopisch, Germany. Did very well there. Made the floor final, so I'm really excited to see what he does here.
Averaging a 12.8 this season.
Actually starts with his scale. It's pretty unique. Right into his 3.5, down the side. Full punch double front. Seems like he took a step out of bounds. That's not a huge reduction, just a 0.1. Do a similar non-acrobatic as Kyan, triple Russian. Want to look at his knees. And they're pretty straight. That was done well.
Last pass now for Garnseric.
Arabian double front half. And he gets the stick. A lot of stuck landings here today. Everyone's stuck. It's a great routine for the Nittany Lions. What a way to come back from Matt Underhill's fall.
Kyan J. Spencer's score is in for Stanford with a 13.8 to lead off the Cardinal. Again, Matt Underhill had a 12.25. Asher Hong, Bobby, you mentioned him, an Olympian. Such an impressive gymnast up next for Stanford.
Yeah, Asher has so much difficulty on the floor as well. We'll see what he puts together in this routine, but some really exciting tumbling that's about to happen.
He leads the team on the floor with a 14.025 average. Here he goes.
Starts off with a double full punch, double front. That pass gets 2 tenths in bonus because of how difficult it is. Gonna go into a full double pike. Very hard gymnastics here. Double lay, great landing as well. It's a very clean routine from Asher. Beautiful flare sequence there.
13.05 for Kasper Garnseric of Penn State. Again, this is Asher Hong.
Great handstand there. You want to get your head as close as you can to the floor. He did a great job with that. Running a little short on time. You just heard the bell ring. Double, double. And looks like he messed up his punch a little. Takes a spill at the end, but that was a pretty solid routine besides that last pass.
Such a high difficulty score as well. Michael Artlip up next for Penn State.
I mean, even with that fall, I'm pretty sure that would be a pretty high score. I mean, that's when it's good to play a lot of difficulty because you can make those mistakes and still be up in your overall score.
Michael Artlip averaging a 13.175 for the Nittany Lions.
Next for the Nittany Lions, Michael Artlip.
Michael was also a Big Ten bronze medalist on floor last year. He's really solid with his landings. Excited to see what he puts together here. Full double front. Go to a lay, punch double full. Along with his landings, Michael also has great execution in the air. There's not much to take off on his floor, so expect a high execution score.
Bobby, just heard one of your teammates say, I wish I could do that. What makes Michael Artlip so impressive?
He did a skill called a butterfly down the side. It's a pretty unique non-acrobatic skill. See very few gymnasts in the country doing that. Double pike, small hop forward. Solid routine there from Michael Artlett. That's another hit for the Nittany Lions. Keep on stacking those and we'll be in pretty good shape.
He likes it as he heads back to the bench. The score is in for Asher Hong with a 12.6. So through 2 gymnasts each, Stanford on top of Penn State, 26.4 to 25.6.
Next for Stanford, Marcus Pietari.
Marcus Pietarainen, part of the Finland junior national team, now up on the floor. That's a nice start.
Great double pike there, small hop backwards, but beautiful execution in the air. With double full punch full, steps out of bounds. Very patient there, making sure to get his handstand hold. Doesn't want any small deductions there. Does a great job. Finishes up with a double pike. 3/10 step forward. Pretty solid routine there from Marcus.
The score for Michael Artlett.
Pietarainen heads back to the bench.
See there with Akseli Karsikas, both members of the Finnish national team.
Michael Artlip score a 13.5, and Akseli Karsikas will close it out for the Nittany Lions on floor.
Pretty similar to Casper. Akseli has a lot of international experience, especially on this event. Went to the World Championships for this event as well. Beautiful double layout there.
Averaging a 13.508.
A pretty unique element here. It's called a planche press handstand. Looking for a hold on both skills. Gets that first one. Gets the hold in the second one. Great job from Akseli. Full punch layout. Now onto his last pass. He'll go Arabian double front half out. Let's see if he can get a stuck landing. A small 1/10 hop backwards, but beautiful routine there from Akseli. You see he's getting the crowd hyped up. He's fired up with that routine.
Finishes out Penn State's rotation 1 on the floor by getting the crowd fired up. One more gymnast for the Cardinal. It'll be Cooper Kim, the freshman. Kim averaging a 13.467. As the "We Are" chants finally calm down. Pietarainen for Stanford with a 13.35.
Cooper has great execution on this event as well. He's very clean on his tumbling passes. Beautiful double tuck there.
Same as Asher Hong, bringing out the flair elements on the floor.
Nice 2.5 punch layout. Gets a stuck landing there. Takes a little breather, does that scale element right before his last pass.
Here that pass comes from Cooper Kim.
Double pike. 2 small steps. A pretty clean routine there for Cooper Kim.
That'll do it for the first rotation. Still awaiting the score from Oxley Karsikis, as well as that routine from Cooper Kim. Stanford leads Penn State 39.75 to 39.1, accounting for 3 scores each. Here's another look at what went down in the first rotation. Randy Jepson, the head coach for Penn State, 3-time national champion. He's been on staff for 42 years. Bobby, you're the best one to ask about this. What makes him such a great coach?
I mean, he's really just a leader, you know, making sure that all our heads are up, always being that shoulder you can lean on in and out of the gym. You know, he's a great coach to have.
For Stanford, it's Tom Gleamy, 7-time national champion in his 23rd season. He's 3rd for Stanford all time with national championships in any sport with those 7. Also a coach for the U.S. senior national team. Score has just come in for Oxley Karsikis at that table with a 13.7. So still awaiting that final score from Cooper Kim before we go to the second rotation in Rec Hall. That score has just come in, a 13.5.
13.7 there for Oxley. Very high score, only 1/10 lower than his season high. So it was a great routine there. Hopefully he keep that momentum rolling onto his coming events.
A slim lead for Stanford heading into the second rotation. We'll go to the Pommel horse. Stanford ranked 5th, Penn State ranked 8th. Bobby, this is really where you specialize. What are we looking for on the Pommel horse?
Just looking for a clean routine, honestly. You want to make sure they don't hit the pommels. There's no major leg splits and there's no breaks in the routine. As long as you can fulfill all those 3 elements, then you're looking at a pretty high score.
Just about set to move on to rotation 2. Score after the first rotation, Stanford with a 53.35 and Penn State with a 53 flat. Arun Chetri is up first for the Cardinal, averaging a 13.433 this season. Junior from Culver City, California, will get his pommel horse routine underway to lead off Stanford.
Great swing here. Goes into those flare elements, beautifully executed. See if he can get the dismount up. Gets the 2 pirouettes in. It's a great routine there from Maroon.
Good start on the pommel horse for Chetri of Stanford.
Let's go, Ethan!
Ethan Dick will start off Penn State. He's averaging a 13.3.
Leading off on Pommel for your Nittany Lions, Ethan Dick.
Yeah, Ethan this season has been doing a pretty short but clean routine. Let's see what he can put together here. Want to make sure there's no major breaks. But I don't expect any because he's a great pommel horse swinger. All he has left is his dismount. See if he can get it up nice and clean. Gets a 2 pirouettes in as well. Short and simple there from Ethan Dick, but a great routine.
He likes it. So does Randy Jepson. It's all smiles for Penn State.
13.75.
Ethan Dick happily heads back to the Penn State bench, and we'll go back to the pommel horse where Asher Hong will look to follow up a 13.75 from Chetchery. There was that dismount from Ethan Dick.
Next for Stanford, Asher Hong.
Now Asher, like all his other events, has an immense amount of difficulty inside of this routine. They do a mixture of circling skills and flaring skills.
13.5 for Ethan Dick of Penn State. Again, a 13.75 for Arun Chetchery to lead off Stanford. Here's Asher Hong.
A very unique skill called the Busanari. Performed it very well. A little bit of hiccup there, but he keeps and stays on. A little bit of fight here. Let's see if he can make it up to his dismount. And he does. What a fight there from Asher Hong.
Made contact with the horse a couple of times, but able to get the dismount. How hard is it to stay in rhythm when you make contact?
I mean, it's so hard. I mean, once you hit that pommel once, it throws off your entire balance. So it takes a lot of strength to be able to get your shoulders back into place, and that was very impressive from Asher.
Kasper Garnseric up next for Penn State, averaging a 12.68. Go back to that dismount. Wasn't easy to get there, but eventually able to stick it. Garnseric will take on the weakest event of the 4 he competes in, but still a 12.68, not a bad score. Asher Hong's score is in at 12.4.
Now that opens a door there for Kasper. As long as he can hit a clean set, the Nittany Lions will find themselves up on this event. It's a great routine so far. It seems like his legs are glued together. Just his dismount. He gets it up. He's happy with that one. Great routine there from Kasper.
Showing off the 2 thumbs up. He likes it. I think he knew as soon as he got that dismount up, it would be a solid score. Here's another look at it.
Flares his arm out there a little. Needs to be thankful that he got through the routine.
Kieran Mandava up next for the Cardinal.
Another one of their standout freshmen. He's actually a member of the national developmental team.
Averaging a 12.875 this season. Here he goes.
He hit the pommels there. You got to be really fast when it comes to that skill that he did. Fortunately, he was a little slow and whacked his leg. It's really hard to stay on the pommel horse when you hit your legs that hard.
Kieran Mandava will jump back up on the pommel horse. Garnseric scores in with a 13.7. And for the time being, Penn State has retaken the lead.
It's a massive score from Kasper. It passes his season high and career high of 13.5.
Mandava struggling on the pommel horse, but able to stick the dismount.
The score for Casper Garncer, 13.7.
Mandava heads back to the bench. Up next for Penn State is Landon Simpson.
Landon's been rock solid for the Nittany Lion lineup so far in this season. Has great extension, not only on his circle work, but also his flare work. Excited to see what kind of routine he puts together here.
12.87 season average with a career high of 13.65. Sophomore from Bellefonte, Pennsylvania. Here he goes.
Great extension on the flares. Had a little bit of hiccup, but he recovers well. Just want to keep on swinging. Up into the dismount. And he gets the 2 pirouettes.
Here's how it went for Landon Simpson. The stuck dismount, and he likes it. You see the score came in for Mandava with a 12.15, and the door has been kicked open for Penn State to regain the lead and extend it even further with a 12.4 from Asher Hong and a 12.15 for Kieran Mandava. We'll wait on that score from Landon Simpson as Ian Lasik-Ellis gets set for Stanford.
Yeah, and that's how fast things can change in the sport of gymnastics. You know, one little mistake can turn into a massive 1-point fall, and all of a sudden your team's down by 2 points. So it's really important that you get those hits, because it really sets the momentum for the rest of your team.
Simpson with a 13 flat. Lasik-Ellis averaging an impressive 13.513.
Also does a Busanari. Very hard element there. Does it beautifully. Just the dismount left.
There
and
it
he
is.
flies it up. Beautiful routine there from Ian. And what a way to recover for the Stanford Pommel horse lineup.
2 straight scores. Stanford would have liked to be higher. Another look at the dismount for Lasik-Ellis, and that will definitely get Stanford back on track. But for Penn State, now you have Josh Carnes, one of the best in the nation on the pommel horse.
Josh has a really fast swing. He'll do a Busanari element like we've seen from 2 of the Stanford gymnasts. But he'll also do more flare elements, and he does them so well.
Averaging a 13.21 this season.
A little fast there, but he gets it down. Great flare elements. Does them actually cleaner than he usually does. 2 more skills here. Just a dismount left. Can he get it up? He does.
Josh Carnes likes it, Randy Jepson likes it, and Bobby Alessio likes it.
Yeah, I thought he was coming off on that 3rd skill there, the Busanari. He was a little too fast, but he was able to compensate with his shoulders and pull it around.
13.2 the score for Ian Lasik-Ellis. So just the score for Josh Carnes left to be counted in rotation too, but looks like Penn State will have the lead heading into the 3rd. We'll step aside. The 3rd rotation after this on Big Ten Plus. Penn State with a big 2nd rotation on the pommel horse. Rotation 2 on the Pommel horse favors Penn State in a big way, and the Nittany Lions lead Stanford by almost 2. We take a look at the national standings. The Cardinal, 5-time reigning national champions, at number 2. Penn State at number 7. Look at the Big Ten holding the spots 3 through 7.
I mean, yeah, it's great. You know, Big Ten's really shining this year in the overall NCAA standings and really showing what we could do as a conference. And what about these Nittany Lions, you know? Leading after the second rotation against a 5-time national champion team. You know, if they continue this momentum, it'll be a big win here for the Nittany Lions.
Some slip-ups on the Pommel horse allow Penn State to creep back in after being down from the floor rotation. 106.3 for Penn State, 104.05 for Stanford, so over 2 full points, the Nittany Lions on top. 13.7 was that final Pommel horse score for Josh Carnes, the second 13.7 of that rotation, and Carnes will lead off on the rings. You take a look at the season averages. Nittany Lions with a 53.09 at number 4, just behind Stanford at number 3 with a 53.94.
It's actually Josh Carnes' first time competing rings for the Nittany Lions here.
He competed all around last season, but again, has not appeared on rings yet this year. Stanford really impressive on the rings, so we'll see how Penn State stacks up in the third rotation here at Rec Hall.
Starting on rings, for your Nittany Lions, please welcome Josh. Come on, Josh.
For the first time this season, Josh Carnes on the still rings. Here he goes.
Start off with a back uprise, straight planche. Very good hold there. Josh has very beautiful swing elements. Do what's called a pike Yamawaki, all the way up to a handstand, done beautifully. Now pretty much just a dismount left. Very hard dismount here, called a laid out double-double. 2 small steps, but pretty solid routine there from Josh Carnes. Not the highest difficulty, but it was executed very well.
Definitely not bad for his season debut. He'll head back to the bench for Penn State. And we go back to the rings for Arun Chetri. Chetri averaging just over a 13 on the season high of a 14 flat.
Great Maltese element there from Arun. All the way up to the back upright straight planche. Beautiful positions here. Every gymnast is required to hold them for at least 2 seconds, and he's definitely doing that. Just a dismount left. See if he can put it down here. Laid out half-half, small hop forward. A pretty solid routine there from Arun.
Chetri leads off Stanford for Penn State. The lead off Josh Carnes' season debut again. 12.85. That score has just come in. And up next is Oxley Karsikis. Averaging a 13.033 on the season.
Although the Nittany Lions came in with the lead here, this is a very solid event for the Stanford Cardinal. So, got to make sure that all these routines are very clean so it doesn't open the door for Stanford to come back into this meet. Just the dismount left, tuck double-double. Small hop sideways, but beautiful routine there from Okseli Karsikas.
The score for Arun Chetri.
Arun Chetri with a 13 to lead off Stanford. Again, at 12.85 for Josh Carnes in the leadoff spot for Penn State. That was Okseli Karsikas, and up next for Stanford, we'll go back to Marcus Pietarainen. Saw him on the floor. Averages a 12.575 on the rings this year.
Pretty unique start there, called the Hamna L. Beautiful swing elements there. So he has a little bit of sway back and forth. Ideally, you want those rings to remain pretty much still, but a massive dismount there, a double or a triple back.
Impressive that he only kept it to one hop with all the momentum going forward.
Yeah, insane dismount. You don't see a lot of those in the country, but he did it very well.
13.15 for Karsikas. Ian Robel up next for Penn State, and we'll wait on that score from Pietarainen.
See that season high of a 13.8 and career high of a 14.5. Ian's really solid on this event.
Next for the Nittany Lions, Ian Robel.
Averaging almost a 13.5 this season.
And in an event where every 10th matters, it's really great to have a gymnast like Ian. That's so clean.
Ian Robel's rings routine underway, trying to keep Penn State on top.
A little bit of fight there. All he has left is a dismount. See if he can put it down. And he gets the stick.
Stuck landing to close it out for Ian Robel.
The score for Marcus Pietarainen, 12.6.
Marcus Pietarinen's score has just come in with a 12.6. Asher Hong up next for the Cardinal. 14.85 the season high, and that's not even a career high. 15.15 the career high. Here's another look at the dismount from Ian Robel with that stuck landing.
Asher's just phenomenal in this event. He'll do some of the hardest strength elements in the world and do it so clean.
It simply does not get better than this. He's #1 in the nation, averaging a 14.5.
Oh. Looks like his grip snapped there.
Somehow kept himself up on the rings, but oof.
So what he'll do is he'll be able to redo his routine as long as he has another pair of grips that he could use.
You don't see that often.
You don't. It's really scary when it does happen too. You want to make sure the gymnast is always safe. Luckily, he was able to hold on to the rings.
I mean, we heard it from over here. That grip just come flying off.
The score for Ian Raubel.
Ian Raubel scores in with a 13.85. Asher Hong will get back on the rings, but will finish the rest of the lineups first, and he'll go at the end. How tough will it be mentally for Asher Hong to get back up there after what just happened?
I mean, there's obviously a mental aspect there. You know, your grip just broke, right? And that's what you rely on to stay on the ring. So I'm sure he has enough confidence in his gymnastics so far. So I have no doubt he'll be able to get back up and hit a pretty solid routine.
Now it's Matt Underhill for Penn State. 13.7 to open the season at the West Point Open to take #1 on the rings. And at the Winter Cup, 27 total over 2 days. That was third. 2023 Rings All-American.
Yeah, Mucho is so, or Mucho, it's his nickname. He's so solid on this event. As you said, just placed third at the Winter Cup, which is a national competition.
13.694 average this season. That's #7 in America.
And he gets the stuck landing. What a great routine there. He's fired up with that one.
Let's get another look at this one. Stuck landing for Underhill.
You can see him open up and just see that ground and just plant his feet, and they're not moving.
Mark Berlaga up next for Stanford again. Asher Hong will get back on the rings, but after we finish the lineups, and Berlaga is the final competitor before we see Hong get back up there.
If I go based off of the scores we've seen today, I wouldn't be surprised if Matt Underhill is able to pull out a 14.1, let's say. Let's see how it gets judged.
Berlaga averaging a 13.66 on the season.
Two incredibly difficult strength elements back to back there. Just taking an immense amount of strength. Goes into the inverted cross. Like I said, scores in for Matt Underhill, 14.1.
You called it. I'm impressed.
A little bit of a struggle there. Not sure if he was going to go for a straight planche or a Maltese, but recovers well and puts his dismount down.
The score for Matt Underhill.
That was Mark Berlaga for Stanford. Again, that 14.1 for Matt Underhill gets the crowd going. We'll take another look here. This is Asher Hong when the grip snapped. It's when he comes down and on the swing. We'll see it. There it is. You see the right hand just come flying off the ring.
It's all that force going down. I mean, you see those grip snaps, very typical on high bar, but they're pretty rare in rings.
Luckily, he was able to keep himself on the rings because falling toward the side could be dangerous.
That's all that grip strength. He's a really strong gymnast, so He's able to keep his hand around that left ring.
We'll see how he's able to respond. Again, #1 in the nation with a 14.5 average. The grip snapping, does not count for any deductions, so it's a fresh routine here for Asher Hong.
Yeah, that'll go under what's called an equipment failure.
So on the way down on this, that's right where it happened, gets through it this time.
Beautiful positions here. The back up rise, straight plunge down to the Maltese. Now go back up to the Maltese. Beautiful positions here. Want to make sure to time his swing right so he doesn't have too much sway in the rings. Same dismount that we saw from Josh Carnes. Just a small hop backwards. Great recovery and great routine there from Asher Hong.
A good way to respond after being forced off the rings. Getting back up there with a strong routine. 13.05, the score has just come in for Mark Berlaga. So we'll await that Asher Hong score before we head to the 4th rotation, which will be the vault. But Penn State will have a sizable lead heading into the 4th rotation. Momentum just seems to be on Penn State's side right now.
That's what you want to do. You want to keep on stacking those hits, stacking those sticks, and the momentum will carry itself as long as the Nittany Lions can stay in their own zone and not get worried from whatever the Stanford Cardinals are able to do on the vault. They should be able to walk home with this win.
Also have to account for the travel that Stanford probably had to do, almost 3,000 miles. What's the furthest you've gone for a gymnastics meet?
For college or just in general?
In your lifetime.
My lifetime, I went to Iceland one time.
Really?
Yeah, pretty fun.
Impressive. You see the talent that Stanford has on their team. Look at the national team competitors just on the Cardinal.
Yeah,
loaded with talent.
Filled. I mean, how many are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, there's a limited amount of spots. I mean, I would say there's 20 national team members, and over half of them.
And 6 of those guys are current gymnasts for Stanford. You have 2 alumni and 1 who will join the team next season, but just ridiculous.
It's also filled with Olympians. You know, Brody Malone, Asher Hong, and Coy Young was an Olympic alternate. I mean, this team is filled with talent. And even if they aren't current national team members, a lot of them are prior national team members.
Again, we'll go to the vault in the 4th rotation. The score has just come in for Asher Hong, 14.2. So it's under his 14.5 average, but a great way to respond after his grip snapped on his first attempt. We're just dancing, having a good time, waiting for the 4th rotation.
See Matt Cormier hitting a little boogie down.
He'll be 2nd on the vault, just behind Kellen Ryan to lead it off. Vault averages.
Seems like they're trying to get Coach involved a little.
Stanford on the vault averaging a 55.21. Penn State averaging a 55.02. Casper Gardseric on the left side of your screen just came over to the monitor to get a look at him and his teammates dancing, just having a good time. They're still going.
Here he goes. Oh, and a little Fortnite dance.
Oh, and he's showing off to the camera now. He knows he's on TV. They couldn't get Randy Jepson, though. Still showing off the dance moves. Stanford head coach Tom Gleamy right now talking with the judges. about the rings rotation before we go to the vault.
Fans a change on the score to Arun Chetri. It's now 13.1.
And a score change in the leadoff spot for Arun Chetri, now a 13.1. So heading into the fourth rotation, Penn State 160.25, Stanford 157. 3.25 point lead for the Nittany Lions halfway through this meet.
That's pretty significant. It was 2 points going into, I believe, into rings, and they were able to extend that lead. Hopefully they can keep on carrying that momentum. Be a huge win for the Nittany Lions.
That 157 has just been changed to a 157.2 with the score change from Arun Chetri. So 3.05 is the lead for the Nittany Lions. Brandon Wen to get Stanford started on the vault. 13.8 season average with a career high of a 14.95, and he's also dancing.
It's a great song. Don't blame him.
First up on vault for Stanford, Brandon Wen.
All right, he's made it to the runway. It's all business now for Brandon Wen.
Early on vault, you just want to make sure that they're clean in the air and stick your landing. A great vault there. Takes a few steps backwards, but very clean in the air.
There's another look at it from Brandon Wen. Couple steps, and that left foot going out of bounds.
Not the highest difficulty vault. There's a cos full.
First on vault for your
Now
Nittany
Kellen Ryan
Lions,
to lead off Penn State. He's averaging a 13.85 this season. In his first year as a Nittany Lion, transfer from Minnesota's club team.
And what a solid gymnast Kellen has been this year. It's been really great having him transfer in. He's been a great teammate and a great friend.
Here he goes on vault.
And he gets the stuck landing. Beautiful vault there from Kellen Ryan. And what a way to start that vault lineup for the Nittany Lions.
Another look at this. Impressive from Kellen Ryan.
the score for Brandon Wen.
Brandon Wen's score has just come in, 14.31.
Next for Stanford, David Shaw.
David Shama up next for the Cardinal. He's averaging a 12.65, with Wen scoring a 14.31. Have to assume Kellen Ryan's score will be up there as well.
Yeah, very clean score from Brandon. 9.6 execution.
Here's Shama.
Very unique vault there for an NSA double front. It's a very difficult vault. Fortunately, doesn't get the landing down, but what a great effort there from David.
Another look at the height he got on this one, just couldn't land it. Pretty impressive popping back up like that. I don't
Yeah.
think my knees could handle that.
Next for the Nittany Lions, Matt Cormier.
Matt Cormier up next for the Nittany Lions. He's averaging over a 13.8 on the season.
Also a great vaulter for the Nittany Lions. Let's see what he can put here. And another stuck landing.
How about that for a start? 2 straight stuck landings for Penn State. Take a second look at this one from Matt Cormier.
Beautiful execution as well. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Beautiful form in the air and a stuck landing. I mean, can't ask for much more.
Still awaiting the score for Kellen Ryan, David Shama, and now Matt Cormier. Asher Hong up next for Stanford.
Asher has so much power on this event. He does one of the hardest vaults in the world. Not sure if he'll do it today, but
The score for
Kellen Ryan with a 14.47. That clears his career high of a 14 flat.
Next for Stanford, Asher Hong.
Two impressive scores to start this event, with Brandon Wen getting the 14.31 and Kellen Ryan with a 14.47. Asher Hong getting set for the Cardinal. 5'1" junior out of Tomball, Texas. Here he goes.
let's see what he could do here. As I said, incredible in this event. Does a 2.5. Beautiful execution in the air and a small hop forward.
The score for David Shama.
There's another look at Asher Hong. Small strides on the way up, but still getting a lot of height. David Shama, 12.75. Matt Cormier, 14.25. What a start for Penn State, and Matt Underhill looking to follow it up. Averaging a 13.58.
Next for the Nittany Lions, Matt Underhill.
Underhill is also very solid in this event. He'll do the same vault that all the Nittany Lions have done, a cos 1.5. And he gets the stick.
Why not?
I mean, this is just absurd.
The bench cannot believe it. Another look at this from Matt Underhill. The third straight stuck landing for Penn State.
I mean, that's just unheard of. 3 back-to-back sticks.
Did you guys put glue on the mat?
I mean, we might have. A little pre-vault glue.
Asher Hong's score is in, a 14.1. Unbelievable start for the Nittany Lions. Cooper Kim to close it out for Stanford.
Next for Stanford,
Averaging a
Cooper Kim.
13.513. Underhill with a 14.2. And that's the lowest out of the first 3 for the Nittany Lions.
That's saying something.
Here's Cooper Kim.
Your Chanko element here. Very clean vault. Takes a small step forward, but great execution in the air. It's hard to take off deductions on that vault.
The score for Asher Hong.
Another look at this from Cooper Kim.
Yurchenko double twist.
Landon Simpson, the anchor spot for Penn State. A stuck landing here might send this place into a frenzy.
Next for the Nittany Lions, Landon Simpson.
Averaging a 13.8 on the season.
Just a small step forward, but what a beautifully executed vault.
The score for Matt Underhill.
Almost for Landon Simpson. Still really solid routine despite that
Concludes the
not stuck landing. We saw the first 3 routines
6-minute
stick it,
beginning with
and Penn State will head into the 5th rotation on top. We'll wait on that score from Landon Simpson. Score in for Cooper Kim, 13.35.
You can't ask for much more. I mean, 3 stuck landings on vault is absolutely insane.
take on Nebraska here in Red Hall for
4 rotations down, 2 to go. We'll head to the parallel bars and then the high bar. Penn State and Stanford in a good one. Back after this on Big Ten Plus. This meet is being produced by students at Penn State University as part of the Big Ten Network's Student U program. An on-campus experience that's unique to the Big Ten, Student U is part of an educational mission to teach the next generation of sports production professionals. For more information, visit BigTenNetwork.com/StudentU. Alongside Bobby Alessio, I'm Michael Cerroti as Penn State leads Stanford 216.85 to 211.35 heading into the final 2 rotations. Bobby, that vault rotation, unbelievable for the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, I would say it was nothing short of magical. It was 3 back-to-back stuck landings, and then a small step for Landon Simpson, but great vault rotation for the Nittany Lions.
The score for Kellen Ryan did come down as we get another look at what has gone on today. It was originally a 14.2. or excuse me, a 14.47, now a 14.2. So that score did come down for Kellen Ryan on vault, but either way, 3 straight stuck landings. To put it in perspective, what was the conversations on the Penn State bench during that break, I heard that was the craziest piece of gymnastics I've ever seen.
It was. It truly was. You don't. It's not every day you see 3 sticks on vault. Also, Brandon's score for the Stanford seems to come down about 4/10 as well. Looks like they got his start value wrong.
Originally a 14.31, now a 13.95. We will go to the parallel bars next. Stanford, #1 in the nation with a 53.92 season average. Penn State, #4 with a 53.17 season average. What would your reaction be before this meet started if I told you you'd be up 5.5 heading into the final 2 rotations?
I mean, I would be surprised. But, you know, full faith in the Penn State team. And as long as they do their job and hit their routines, you know.
It's just been one of those days.
Yeah, I think we go head-to-head with them as long as we do our job.
Casper Garnsaric up first for Penn State in the leadoff spot on parallel bars. 12.912 is his season average. It's his strongest event. Career high of a 13.95, sorry.
He's been great on this event. Very solid in his handstands and on his landing on his dismount.
Here he goes.
Beautiful Makut's element there. Very hard to stay on one bar, but he does it extremely well. Just like that, getting into his last elements of the routine. Just a dismount left. And a great routine there from Casper.
He might have the best celebrations on the team.
I think he practices them a lot, honestly. I mean, I kind of catch him sometimes at the end of practice going through what cellies he's going to hit.
Yeah, it looked like he had this one prepared. Another look at that dismount, small hop forward. Embraced quickly by Randy Jepson after the celebration, though. That takes priority. Ian Lasik Ellis to lead off Stanford. Averaging at 13.062. Senior from Dover, Massachusetts. Trying to will the Cardinal back into this meet.
Being off on parallel bars,
13.65 the score for Garnsaric to lead off the Nittany Lions. Ian Lasik Ellis underway for Stanford.
Seems like his hand slipped a little there on his first skill. Unfortunately comes down.
Quick word with Tom Gleamy.
Looks like he has his teammate there checking the grip. Gymnasts will use a mixture of chalk and honey to make sure they can stick to the bars, and sometimes there's just a little too much chalk or too much honey in it. It forces you to slip off the bars.
Ian Lasik Ellis back on the bars.
And a great finish there for Ian.
The score for Casper Garnseric.
Same dismount as Garnseric with a hop forward, but overall, nice job getting back on the bars. Here's another look at that dismount.
Yeah, and this new code of points, they reward this double front dismount a lot more than any other dismount. So you'll see mostly all the gymnasts here today do that double front dismount. And you're really just looking for the stuck landing on it.
Ian Robel getting set for the Nittany Lions. 12.95 is his season average. Again, Garnseric to lead off had a 13.65. Ian Lasik Ellis's score just in 11.2. So once again, Penn State can extend the lead with a slip up to begin a routine. It's what we saw in the Pommel horse with 2 straight slip ups, and Penn State, that's when they first took the lead and able to extend it past 5. And the lead now almost 8.
Next for the Nittany
And that's just what you want to do. You want to keep on stacking those hits. You don't really want to worry about what Stanford's doing. If they hit, if they don't hit, you just want to stay in your own head and do your job and hit your routine. So let's see if Ian can do that here.
Here's Ian Robel for Penn State. Competed all around last year with a 78.7 average. And 4 of the 6 events, he averaged over a 13.
A little bit of a struggle there, but he gets through it well. Fortunately, takes a little bit of a fall there.
Came down hard on the bar.
That skill, you have to be so precise. It's a little bit off to the right. Great recovery there. Just the dismount left. Small hop. A little bit of a rough skill there in the middle, but he's able to bring it back, and what a great finish there from Ian Robel.
Hey, he's not too thrilled about it, but good way to respond after a hard fall onto the bar. Brandon Wen will be up next for Stanford. Look at they got a whole team out there to chalk up the bars.
Yep, it seems like they like their grip a specific way, so they're getting all hands on deck here.
And there's the Honey you speak of.
Yeah, I don't know if I can ever look at Honey the same after using it every day on my hand, so it's kind of ruined it.
Still waiting on the score for Ian Robel and Brandon Wen. Up next for Stanford. Second on the team with a 14.007 average.
Next for Stanford, Brandon Wen.
Robel's score an 11.95. Now Brandon Wen for the Cardinal.
Great first element there. And a beautiful peach half. You don't see many of those done, especially that well. Massive front toss there, gets a lot of air. A great routine there from Brandon. Seems to be bringing the Stanford lineup back to life after Ian's fall.
Yeah, Matt trying to spark the energy once again. Small hop forward there, but overall solid routine as he heads to the Stanford faithful here at Rec Hall to bring the energy back. Matt Cormier up next for Penn State. Averaging a 13.5 this season. A 2023 All-American on the parallel bars.
And Cormier is so solid in this event. He has such control over his handstands and everything in it. But what a massive score there from Brandon, 14.05. Huge execution score as well, 8.95. Very few deductions in that routine.
Cormier trying to answer the 14.05 for Brandon Wen. Here he goes on the parallel bars.
See a lot of gymnasts struggling with their grip today. The bars seem a little slippery, but Matt's able to get through it well and puts down the dismount. Another hit for the Nittany Lions.
The score for Brandon Way, 14.05.
There's another look at it from Matt Cormier on the dismount. He hopped back, but overall a good routine. Asher Hong up next for Stanford. No Taylor Burkhart today for Stanford. The #1 all-arounder in the nation. But Asher Hong trying to fill the void. Penn State, though, right now 242.45 to 236.6. Still 2 scores apiece to come on the parallel bars, as well as the 6th and final rotation on the high bar. For the time being, here's Asher Hong.
See what he could do here. I saw him struggling a little bit during warm-ups. Beautiful Makutes there. A little bit of an R bend. Gets through it well. Do a very unique skill here called a Bovzar. Will travel almost the entire length of the bars. Does it pretty well. Just the dismount left. Double front half. And he gets the stick.
He loves it. You can see the energy as soon as he lands. Take another look at it. There it is.
And a great routine there from Asher. A little bit of arm bends here and there, but overall, great set.
Score in for Matt Cormier, 12.65. Josh Carnes to anchor Penn State as the chalk comes raining down off the bars. 13.56 parallel bar average for Carnes. Last season averaged over a 14. Career high of a 15.1.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Carnes is just great on this event. I mean, he's a former Big Ten champion, an All-American as well. Really excited to see what he does here today.
Next for the Nittany Lions, Josh Carnes.
Asher Hong with a 14.05. That's the exact same score as Brandon Wen. Back-to-back for Stanford. Now Josh Carnes for Penn State.
Just want to see a clean routine here from Josh. Trying to keep this Nittany Lion lineup within range. Stanford seems to be making a lot of progress, but beautiful Bobsar element there. Just a dismount now. It's been a beautiful set so far. Just a small 3/10 hop forward. A great routine from Josh Carnes.
The score for Asher Hong, 14.
Josh Carnes closes out the 5th rotation for Penn State. David Shama still up for Stanford, but here's another look at what Carnes just did.
This is a routine I'm very excited to see. David Shama has beautiful lines on P-bars and a lot of difficulty.
Sophomore from McKinney, Texas, averages a 12.683 on this event. Trying to follow up 2 straight 14.05s.
Next for Stanford, David Shama.
Beautiful giant Diam there. Into the front uprise Diam as well. Front uprise Stutz. His routine is jam-packed with difficulty. And just a dismount, short and simple. 2 hots backwards, but great routine there from David.
The score for Josh Carnes, 14.0.
Josh Carnes' score is in with a 14. Here's another look at David Shama's dismount.
That concludes the
I mean, besides the dismount, there's not many deductions in that routine. I mean, it was a beautifully executed routine with high difficulty as well.
5 rotations down and just 1 to go. Once we get the score from David Shama, we'll know exactly what Penn State has to do to hold on to the lead and walk out of Rec Hall with a stunning win. What would this mean for the program?
I mean, it means a lot. You go against a team that last year you would say you have no chance of beating. And for them to come out and be up by more than 5 points so far, it's really amazing.
Penn State holds the all-time series lead 2-1. These teams have not met in a regular season head-to-head meet since 2007. We get a look at the upcoming schedule for Penn State. At Illinois, 2 p.m. on Saturday, March 8th. That'll be on Big Ten Plus before coming back home against Nebraska for Senior Day on the 16th. And then the Big Ten championships and hopefully the NCAA championships. But trying to find a win here against Stanford first. And on the other side, for the Cardinal, they'll head back home for the Stanford International Collegiate 4 p.m. on Saturday, and then back home for that tri-meet against Cal on the 15th. Stanford trying to make it 6 national championships in a row. Got to get through Penn State first, and a big lead for the Nittany Lions. The score is in for Shama, 13.95. We'll head to the high bar. Kai Umura will be up first for the Cardinal. The first time we'll see him today, the freshman. And for Penn State, Michael Artlip will lead off. Stanford averaging a 53.2 on this event. Penn State 51.98.
First up on high bar for Stanford, please welcome Kai Umura.
Kai Umura, freshman from Chicago, to lead Stanford off in the final rotation.
Kai is such a great gymnast. There's a lot of difficulty on high bar. Just super impressive, especially because he's so young. Comes out a little early there. That'll be a 5/10 deduction. He was supposed to go around the other side of the bar. Does the same thing on that skill.
Here's the dismount from Umura.
He's actually going for a release element there called a Coleman. It takes a spill.
We will step aside here on Big Ten Plus. Penn State trying to close it out against Stanford. Slow to get up, but good to see Kai Umura able to get off the mat. See a lot of gymnasts take their time getting up because once you're up, that's when the clock starts to get back on the bar.
Yeah, so each gymnast gets 30 seconds from the time they get off the equipment to re-get on the equipment. So that time starts, as you said, when you get up. So sometimes your coach just encourages you to stay down and make sure that you're all good.
You see Asher Hong on the right side of your screen telling his teammates to get a little more hyped up for Umura on the bar.
And a great finish there. Fortunately, had a little bit of errors at the start of his routine, and then obviously that big fall, but he's able to get up and finish the routine well.
Here's another look at the dismount, a really good one for Umura. Good response after taking that hard fall. Michael Artlip to lead off Penn State. .17 average.
Leading off for your Nittany Lions, Michael Artlip.
Artlip, the grad student from Bel Air, Texas, to take on the high bar and lead off Penn State in the final rotation.
Very clean release move there. We'll actually do 2 releases back to back, or connected, I should say. Here we go. A little close, but he gets it around. Just the dismount left. A small step backwards, but solid routine there from Michael Artlip. Just stacking those hits.
Score in for Kayumura, 10.05. Here's another look at Michael Artlip. Big step back, but the door has been opened once again by Kayumura, slipping up on the high bar. We saw it on the pommel horse, on the parallel bars, and again on the high bar. And Penn State is in control of this meet. For the first time today, we'll get a look at Zach Green for Stanford.
Next for Stanford.
The only event he competes in, and he leads the team with a 13.55 average. Michael Artlip scores in with a 12.5. Here's Zach Green.
Nice talk element there. They'll go into the Coleman. Done beautifully. And some beautiful release work here. They'll go into a unique element called German Giants. Super difficult. Just a dismount left. Can he put it down? Triple back. Oof. A small step forward. Massive routine there from Zach Green.
Look at the height he got off the bar here.
His knees are also extremely close together, so the judges can't take much on that triple back. And it's such a high value dismount.
Kasper Garnseric now for Penn State after the 12.5 in the leadoff spot from Michael Artlip. 12.912 season average for Garnseric.
Next for the Nittany Lions, Kasper Garnseric.
Cappy's super clean on this event. Recently made the World Cup final in Germany. Oh my gosh, and he catches with his grip there, not even with his hand. Crowd erupts.
Kasper Garnseric, it's just one of those days for Penn State. Everything seems to be working. He's fired up. Look at this dismount. Back to Stanford, it's Ian Lasik-Ellis. 13.45 was the last score coming from Zach Green. We'll see what Lasik-Ellis can do, but Garnseric will have an incredible score there for the Nittany Lions. .462 season average for Lasik-Ellis. 12.65 for Garnseric.
Another Coleman there, done beautifully. Just a dismount, lay half-half. A small hop backwards. Solid set there for me and Lasik Ellis.
Tried to hold himself up, swaying back. Had to take that hop to stay on his feet.
The score for Casper Garnseric, 12.65.
Okseli Karsikis up next for Penn State. Averages a 12.4. Sophomore from Finland.
Next for the Nittany Lions, Okseli Karsikis.
Here, gears up for his Coleman. Done beautifully. They're going to the Kachev layout. Great position in the air there. Solid routine so far, just has the dismount. Let's see if he can get a stuck landing here. And he does.
Okseli Karsikis sticks it. Here it is again.
The score for
Penn State in the driver's seat to upset Stanford.
And what a big win this will be.
The Cardinal have won 5 national championships in a row, going back to 2019, and Penn State with a golden opportunity. The 7th-ranked Nittany Lions looking for a stunner in their second-to-last home meet of the season.
Next for Stanford, Brandon Wynn.
Brandon Wen now for Stanford. Wen averages a 13.26. Karsikis with a 13.5. Wen to close it out for Stanford.
Beginning of his routine, he did a talk element and came down on the wrong side, so it would be a 5/10 deduction, but seems to be recovering well. The rest of the routine's been super clean, just the dismount. And he gets the stick. Great routine there from Brandon.
And that was nice from Brandon Wen.
Okseli Karsikis, 13.5.
Another look at this stuck landing. Heading into the final routine for Penn State, it'll be Josh Carnes. Nittany Lions on top by 6.3 points.
And Josh Carnes is just great on this event. He'll do a lot of high-flying release moves.
Leads the team with a 13.55 season average.
And now, the final competitor for your Nittany Lions, please welcome Josh Carnes.
They'll do a very rare release move here called a pagan. Into a casino. Last release element here. Coleman, he'll actually do one more called the Tkachev layout. Done beautifully. Great talk there, pretty much just geared up for the dismount. Let's see if he can put it down here.
Yep.
And he does. Great routine there from Josh Carnes.
Josh Carnes ends the day with a stuck landing for Penn State, and the Nittany Lions will walk out of Rec Hall with a stunning victory. Bobby, we'll let you celebrate with the team. Thanks so much for being with us today. Here's another look at Josh Carnes, the dismount, a stuck landing. The Nittany Lions will take down number 2 Stanford. What a win for Penn State. We'll await the final score from Josh Carnes. Brandon Wen scores in with a 13. It was just one of those days for the Nittany Lions. They were coming off a loss to Ohio State despite putting up a season-high 323.85 all-around score. They will not hit that mark today. But all that matters is they leave this place with a W. The score is in for Josh Carnes, a 13.6 to end the day for the blue and white. The unofficial scores have gone final. Penn State 321.35, Stanford 314.45. For Bobby Alessio and our entire Big Ten Plus production crew, we thank you for tuning in. I'm Michael Cerroti saying I'll see you when I see you from Rec Hall. The unofficial final, Penn State 321.35, Stanford 314.45. The 7th-ranked Nittany Lions stun the 2nd-ranked Stanford Cardinal. Official scores and awards after this on Big Ten Plus.
And now, we would like to present tonight's Gene Whetstone Award. The Whetstone Award is named after the legendary Penn State men's gymnastics coach and is given to the gymnast who has the most outstanding performance of the competition. Presenting tonight's award is Associate AD for Events, Jennifer James. Tonight's winner, for his 3 great events and for showing great resilience after landing on Monday this week after a trip to the World Cup meet in Koppes, Germany, the Whetstone Award winner is Kasper Garnseric. Please stand by for the announcement of our final scores. And now it's time to announce tonight's winners. Your winner on floor with a score of 13.8 is Kyan J. Spencer from Stanford. Your winner on Pommel horse with a score of 13.75 is Arun Shetry from Stanford. Your winner on rings with a score of 14.4 is Asher Hong from Stanford. Your winner on vault with a score of 14.25 is Matt Cormier from Penn State. Your winners on parallel bars with scores of 14.05 are Brandon Wen and Asher Hong from Stanford. And your winner on high bar with a score of 13.6 is Josh Carnes from Penn State. Congratulations to all of our competition winners. And now for the final team scores. Stanford finishes with a score of 314.45. And Penn State finishes with a score of 321.35.